Again, Bitcoin was released after the 2008 crisis, right? And Bitcoin has only seen upside. And now Bitcoin is about to see some of the highest levels of volatility it's ever seen in the stock market since it's been released. So this is going to get quite interesting. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svensson, and today we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin. And I also want to discuss some possibilities with the stock market and how that's going to affect the price of Bitcoin. And also today, a lot of the top crypto YouTubers have all been talking about Bitcoin's bump and run bullish reversal pattern. But for all my viewers who have been watching this channel, we have been looking at this bump and run bullish reversal pattern for the past month. I'm looking at the CryptoWatch homepage. Bitcoin is currently down 1.45%, currently trading at $7,037. So we've seen a little bit of selling over the past 24 hours. So for my viewers, you guys know that I've discussed the Bitcoin stock market correlation and how Bitcoin correlates to the stock market. And the conclusion that I've come to is that Bitcoin correlates closest with the stock market during extreme environments. That could mean when the stock market is extremely bullish, Bitcoin is also generally extremely bullish. And when the stock market is extremely bearish, Bitcoin is generally extremely bearish. Right now, I'm looking at Bitcoin on the daily chart. We can see that Bitcoin is trading above 7,000 still. We saw a little bit of downside the past 24 hours. And we are still trading above the 21-day EMA. Now, quite simply, guys, breaking above this resistance here at 74.60 is very bullish. This would be a very bullish indication. And of course, breaking below 64.30 would be a very bearish indication. On this channel, I've had a bullish bias for the past month. Since our crash, I've been discussing this reversal. If you guys remember, I was talking about the weekly volume, the high levels on the weekly volume indicating a reversal. We got the reversal. Then the bump and run bullish reversal pattern came on our radar not too long after that. As long as Bitcoin is creating higher lows, like I've been saying for the past month, then I gotta remain bullish. As long as Bitcoin can create support along this previous resistance and actually see a rally from this point and maybe create some more higher lows, then I have to remain bullish. One thing that could cause Bitcoin to retest some of these lower targets is the stock market. And we discussed this in my previous video. Right now I'm looking at the S&P on the weekly chart. If you guys are familiar with my content, on March 19th, when we were at these low levels, I was talking about how I was expecting the S&P to see a lot of volatility and that we would see a huge move to the upside followed by a reversal and a huge move back to the downside. This is typically what we see during the end of major market cycles. A lot of volatility, a lot of big upswings, big downswings. What I discussed on March 19th was that this rally would give Bitcoin the recovery that we need to see going into the halving. And that is what we're seeing right now, right? We've seen the recovery. The stock market has seen a nice bounce back. But now the question is, when is the reversal going to take place? Because it's extremely unlikely that the stock market would just recover from here. That wouldn't make any sense at all. Given the state of the global economy, the economic activity globally has slowed down. So the question is, when is this reversal going to take place? Because we know that the Federal Reserve is pumping money into the stock market, and that's why we've seen this bounce back. But what I've been thinking is that maybe we get a slightly more upside before seeing that reversal and the increased levels of volatility. But in my opinion, it's extremely likely that the stock market is going to see this type of high levels of volatility. So the question is, what is Bitcoin going to be doing during this type of environment where we're going to see huge downswings followed by huge upswings and huge downswings? Bitcoin was released after the 2008 crisis, right? And Bitcoin has only seen upside. And now Bitcoin is about to see some of the highest levels of volatility it's ever seen in the stock market since it's been released. So this is going to get quite interesting. Not too long ago, as the stock market was crashing, Bitcoin was finding support as the stock market was seeing lower lows. I think we were seeing, I think it was around like March 16th or something, Bitcoin was actually beginning to move up as the stock market was continuing down, which was interesting to see that there was enough demand for Bitcoin at these low levels so that it could actually perform against the stock market's movement. If there is enough demand for Bitcoin, it can go against the stock market. There's a lot of people that are looking for these price levels right now. A lot of people are talking about how they're going to be going in heavily at these low prices, whatever those low prices may be, if Bitcoin sees this type of a pullback. we got to think, if the stock market does see a potential, area of high level of volatility, a potential lower low at some point, what does that mean for Bitcoin? Does that mean Bitcoin is also going to see a lower low? Personally, I don't think so. I actually think that 3,858 was the low for Bitcoin and that we are not going to see prices lower than that. What is, of course, totally possible is that Bitcoin could see lower prices from here and maybe see prices below 6,000 again. It's possible. Now, in my opinion, if the stock market was going to see this type of a sell-off and we were going to come back to retest a lower low at some point, I think most likely Bitcoin would come back to retest lower prices, but demand at those low prices is going to be high enough to the point where we actually find support and create a higher low before getting a recovery. So right now, I'm actually considering that if the stock market does see a reversal, we need to be prepared for a situation like this where Bitcoin does come back to retest lower prices. But as you guys know, I've had a bullish bias for the past month or more, and that bullish bias has been working out. And that is also in relation to my bullish bias, the short-term bullish bias that I had for the stock market, that we would see a bounce and that Bitcoin would see the recovery that we need going into the halving. But now it only makes sense that the stock market would see a reversal at some point. I think it's possible that we could test upwards of a $3,000 S&P price level, and Bitcoin could actually see some upside in the short term. But once the stock market reverses, we're going to see Bitcoin reverse as well, most likely, and we're going to have to see what happens. What's interesting is that a lot of people and a lot of crypto influencers were getting very bearish on Bitcoin in this area right here, where on this channel, we were getting extremely bullish on Bitcoin in this area. We were holding that bullish bias ever since, and it's worked out. Now what I see happening is influencers are now becoming more bullish as we're trading up here. They're talking about, the bump and run bullish reversal pattern. As my viewers know, this has been on our radar for like a month now. But everyone's starting to get a little bit more bullish, which is a little bit worrisome because the S&P is very likely going to see a reversal soon. It doesn't make sense that we would just see a recovery or a new all-time high. I don't think that makes sense right now. So I would expect the S&P to have a reversal soon. And then at that point, Bitcoin is very likely going to see a little bit of downside. So again, just to recap, Bitcoin does have a correlation to the stock market. And the correlation is strongest during extreme environments, extreme bullishness or extreme bearishness. And right now we are about to see the highest levels of volatility in the stock market that Bitcoin has ever experienced. And the conclusion that I'm coming to is that based on the weekly volume, I do think that 3,858 is the low for Bitcoin. But if the stock market sells off to find a lower low from here, then Bitcoin could see some downside. I do think that the demand for Bitcoin will be high enough to find a low above our previous low, and that we would hold these levels. Looking at the volume on the daily chart, there's been a lot of buy interest here, not much selling taking place, right? There's not that much interest in selling Bitcoin at these levels, right? Nobody's benefiting from selling Bitcoin at these levels. Now, of course, if there's global market uncertainty and we see a sell-off, people are going to be selling because they're scared, whatever. At that point, we'll probably see, some more buying, some more high levels of buying, right? And then we have to be prepared for Bitcoin's reaction to that volatility. But anyway, I hope this video helped to give you a better perspective on what to expect right now in these times of high levels of uncertainty. I hope this video provided value for you. Definitely hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to sign up with the CryptoWatch platform, which is the platform that I trade all my crypto off of and I manage my portfolios off of. Definitely click that link below and sign up. And if you want to support my work here on this channel, you can join the Patreon, and I will see you guys in the next video.